Basically, what I'm working on today is I have these 180SX position lights that are for my Origin Lab body kit. And the problem with these is that they're only a single bulb socket. So on a USDM car, you would have your blinker and your running light both on a 1157 dual filament bulb, and you can't do that with these. So what I'm going to be installing is these little guys. So this is a unit that allows you to install a 3-wire input into a 2-wire bulb. So what it'll allow you to do is when your running lights are on, it'll let the bulb just illuminate like regular, and then when you flick your flashers on, that input will then override the running light function, and then the bulb will flash. So when you buy the kit, you're gonna get these guys. You're gonna get 2 of these. They give you a couple zip ties and a whole bunch of the, you can use a heat gun or a lighter to solder and shrink tube these. And it's made by a company called Moto Dynamic. And there's a part number there, IFM001. Moto Dynamic IntelliFlash Module Universal Pair. So these are actually designed for motorcycles. So if you have your bike and you want to have a running light and a blinker together, or you're putting aftermarket lights and stuff on it, this will help increase your visibility in that case. It's going to do the exact same thing for my car here. So basically what we have here to make this work, this is the Moto Dynamic units. On one side you have a black and a yellow, and these are just going to go positive, negative to the bulb. So it really doesn't matter which way it goes. If you wire this up and you're using an LED bulb in here and it's not lighting, you might have to flip the bulb around the other direction. But that's the only thing that's going to affect this side of it. On the other side here, you have a black, red, and white. Your black is ground. Your red is your positive, so that's going to be your running light, and then the white goes to the blinker. So I'm going to wire these in. These are basically just going to go to the positive and negative of the running light, and I'm just going to take the positive of the blinker on that one. The other thing I'm going to do here is these plugs here are just RC car plugs. They're actually called Dean's plugs that you would use on radio control cars and other things like that. There's also another RC plug called an XT60 plug that I use a lot of. So instead of having to unplug the bulb from the socket every time I want to take the bumper off the car, this will be a little bit quicker just to grab and pop it off. Also, these plugs you can find at your local hobby shop if you decide you want to use them. And the reason I like them is because I never have a problem with them corroding ever. They last an eternity. Whatever the tabs and stuff are made out of, they're really, really good quality, and they work great for this situation. And I also use them a lot for doing engine fans or whatever else I got that's a reasonable load. So I will be adding this in between here and here. Other thing to note, this whole thing here, if you're buying these position lights for the first time, these sockets are the OEM sockets, and they are hideously expensive. So when you buy these from P2M or Circuit Sports or whatever, they give you this little silicone 4-pin junk socket that's supposed to go in the back here, which is a 3-tab socket. So really it doesn't fit. They fall out constantly. I don't have one to show you because both the original ones that came with them have fallen off the car. So this you can get new from Nissan, very expensive, or go on Marketplace, find people who are parting out Nissan 350Zs, and these are the sockets that are in the rear running lights on 350Z taillights. So I hit up a couple guys for part outs, got the socket with a pigtail, and then I obviously just put my plug at the end of it. So that's a really good, inexpensive way to get the proper 3-pin socket for the 180SX running lights. I believe these might be in a couple other cars, but I know for a fact these are in the taillights of 350Zs. So that's pretty cool. And obviously that's just a single, your P2M single socket 180 light. So let's get to it. So to actually go ahead and wire this in, it's not that hard. My case, it's a little bit weird. I have another car out there. I'm going to show you how it would be if you had a stock blinker on the car and what to do. But I have the engine hardness. This is tucked. It's all under the dashboard. So in my case, all the wiring for the lights is just run up here. So I unloom this and everything is still labeled. But basically I have my blinker, I have my ground, and then this one over here is the running light. So the previous owner did these little like T-clamp guys, and these flicker all the time. So I'm going to use the little shrink solder guys that the kit gave me, which hopefully should be a lot more reliable. And I stuck the position light back in here. I'm just going to solder the plug on the other end of that kit, and that's it. On my coupe here, I have the factory style, although clear, 240 turn signal housing. So the plug that you're going to be wiring to is this one here. So this black is negative, red is positive, and green is your blinker. The other thing you could do too is you can, if you don't want to cut all of the factory wiring harness to wire into this, I'm sure you can find the other end of this plug somewhere. I don't know what it is, but much easier. Instead of the 1157 bulb, if you go on eBay and search 1157 male pigtail, you can get a pigtail socket, which is basically just this end of the bulb with 3 wires will come out the other side, and you can wire to there. But in my car that I did this with, the hatch, I just used the black, green, and red. All of my wiring harness is tucked, so that was pulled through the car the long way. But these are the wires you're going to be using to do this, to change this style light into the 180SX style light. Wired up. You got your 3 wires here, 2 wires down here with the plug. Let's see if it works. So that does exactly what I needed it to do. So I'm going to go ahead and wire up the other side real quick and throw the front bumper back on and see what it looks like with the headlights down, which will be real cool. I don't think I've ever seen this car with the headlights down. So this is the first time that I've seen this car with the headlights down and the lights actually functioning with this body kit and everything on it. So I'm pretty excited on how awesome this car is coming out. Unfortunately, this Origin Lab hood doesn't fit the best, but that's fine. Car looks great. I'm really excited the blinkers are going to work. So let's make that happen. Pretty cool. So yeah, so both the position lights and the blinkers obviously work. So that's super awesome. I'm excited that this is functioning exactly as I needed it to. So now I can actually get the headlights to pop up and down automatically. Just got to wire that back in. And yeah, it's awesome. So those modules were $25 for the pair. So really inexpensive. Probably took me, if I wasn't filming, I could probably have done the whole thing in about a half hour. I think it took me longer to get the bumper back on the car than it actually took me to wire up the modules in there. And it's pretty cool. So I'm going to go drive it around on this rainy day. But project complete. Very excited. So hopefully this helps one of you guys. And thanks for watching, I suppose.